Welcome back to the shipyard, the Hadfield campaign. As you can see from the bottom, it's just Will and me right now.
Hello.
Events of post-Halloween Friday. Things are weird. Uh,
Oh, I forgot to get my Halloween discount candy.
ah,
Dang it, that's the
God.
best thing.
Yeah, so Nick is running Attack Wing at a convention. Chris
Nice.
got mandated at work. John had an event that he had for a while. I see 2 viewers right away. I like this. Yeah,
We're famous.
Kind of. Oh, John says hello from the airplane. Hi, John.
He's on an airplane?
He's on an airplane. So what we're going to do
That's like a
tonight
spaceship.
is go through maintenance. And specifically the milestones. So we've done technically 3 adventures, 3 missions. One of them is just the captain's test. So that I will handle with Nick and probably Chris on their own. I was going to do it at the end of the test, but it was like 2 a.m. And for Chris, that meant 5 a.m. And I didn't want him to murder me and never come back to the campaign because Vax is an awesome character and can actually get me to do a somewhat okay Ferengi voice. We'll see. We'll see how that all goes. I feed off of him better. I can't do it from scratch. I gotta hear it and then I can start mimicking better. But yes, John says he's boarded, taking off soon, so we won't have him for long. But yes, so the first mission we had Xerxes. That was a few characters. That was Tess, Zip, Yorin, and Yeg. Down on the planet, crashing due to an ion storm.
Finding a protomorphosis disease.
Yeah,
not necessarily
making people
Barclays.
de-evolve. And interestingly enough, you guys still have that science team on board the Hadfield.
It's like one of those DBZ episodes where you go through 17 episodes and you realize only 5 minutes has actually passed.
Yeah, you haven't quite had a chance to drop them off at Starbase, so I'm really hoping you guys head back to Starbase and take them, home so that they can get the medical attention that they need.
Because I mean, you say us, but basically you're in charge, really.
True. There was a ship in the neutral zone. You guys kind of had to go places.
Oh, pish posh.
Well, that was the whole reason why you guys got Captain Shelby.
All right.
Who you'll be seeing a lot more of at some point. John says the Hadfield will become our bag of holding. Just stash them in sickbay, because I'm sure they'll love that with Dr. Gill. That's all a recovering science team needs, right?
See, we're stepping out of the Star Trek universe, and we're going to turn into the Stargate Battlestar Galactica ripoff.
Okay. I'm good with that, but
where they shoved everyone in cryostasis to end the season, and they're totally going to continue their adventures someday.
Oh, was that Stargate Destiny?
Is that what it was called? I don't even remember what it was called.
Universe?
Yes, it was Universe. Stargate
they
Universe.
Were on board the Destiny.
Yes. All I remember it as it had the evil dude that always does a great evil character.
Yeah, the Dr. Rush.
Yes.
Yeah.
The lawful evil type.
It says the holodeck can mimic spaciousness. for being around Dr. Gill. Anyways, so here's what happens. I'm going straight off of book, except my tablet because I feel fancier holding a tablet. So a main character. So now Yag is exempt from this because he's just an NPC. Yeah, Tucker says 45 minutes. By the way, a main character can receive a normal milestone at the end of any adventure in which that main character was present in at least half the scenes. So that's going to be any of the three. So Tess, Zip, and Yoren. And if that main character,
we have one more.
Hold on. Notes.
I thought we had 5 count, including Yig. No, yes.
Because Craig wasn't there. The doctor was there. The NPC doctor.
Yeah, but we had 6 people when we split into 3 groups. One of them was the doctor we saved, or we're kind of saving. One of them was Yag, so one of them should have been Tess. So that means there should have been 3 players.
3 players.
Yoren, Tess, our commander.
Was Christian there? Yeah, Christian was there. He was totally there.
There was definitely someone there.
Yeah, he was
like 6 weeks
he was
ago.
sensing. He was betazoiding the thoughts of the de-evolved scientists.
Yeah.
The Neanderthals.
Well, he's obviously not getting MVP since you didn't even remember him.
Yeah. Okay. So a character can get a milestone if they challenged a value or directive during the mission. Nobody did that.
I did that. Oh no, challenge or
challenged, meaning
so challenge
working is when you say it's basically when you start having a moral debate about the things that you hold true.
Gotcha. Because there's in the rule book, it's basically what 2 things you can do with a value, either confirm or challenge.
Yes.
And this is the challenging aspect.
This is the challenge. Nobody did that.
Okay, so we didn't do that. That is correct.
Was a character injured by an attack to kill during the mission? No. No. To kill. To kill is the key.
Well, I mean, the Neanderthals were all trying to kill, weren't they? Technically. I don't remember any of us getting hit, though.
The only things that hit, I think the only times you guys got hit were by the plants. And I think at that point, Tess and Rokus both took damage from the plants.
Oh, that's right. During the exploration, the fauna attack.
Yes.
And that was more of a hazard trap than a combat.
Yes. But the plants did make an attack. I like from the standpoint of.
But could they have continued attacking and actually killed somebody?
If you stayed out long enough, the plants would have kept attacking and gone for a kill. Yes.
Huh.
The way the plants were set up, they're just plants. Their instinct is to keep attacking.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't know any different. Their job is just roll, and bite. Something comes near, bite it. The third option is use a value or directive positively, or at least one value or directive negatively.
I did my one.
I think you did that. I believe Zip did that. Basically, if nothing else, you were both told, build a cure
Yes.
And you came up with the cure bomb. I'm not going.
Yes.
The fact that a cure bomb is one of the most notable things that's happened in this campaign,
Nah.
and that was mostly Yoren's idea. I'm gonna roll with that. Like you're getting a milestone for that.
Huzzah.
Okay, so
I'll take it.
these kind of milestones allow you to change or adapt to the ongoing game rather than improving your character's abilities. With a
Mhm.
normal milestone, you can choose to do one of the following things. If a value was challenged or crossed out, which you didn't do, so that doesn't matter.
Mhm.
You can choose two disciplines, reduce one, increase the other. You can choose a focus and replace it for a different focus. You can select a supporting character that was used during that adventure, the above character, or you can save the milestone.
Yeah. And the milestones are basically swap a thing. And my choice for this one, since we're all still relatively new to the game, so I didn't really know all this stuff. So what I wanted to try doing to bring my character more in line with my vision of it was I was going to trade out a talent.
Now, the other thing might be, because you might be up for the spotlight milestone.
Mm-hmm.
If you get spotlight milestone, you don't get to do your normal milestone. It's an either or.
Oh, gotcha.
So I am going to give out a spotlight because you guys did rescue a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
Now, here's where it gets tricky because there's only two of us talking. But
we have to vote.
We have to vote. And
you can't vote for yourself.
Technically, you can't vote for yourself. Maybe we have viewers. I don't know if John's still there, if he's taken off, but I see some viewers. If you guys remember back to Xerxes, let us know. Let us know who you think was the MVP of that mission.
Was it the cure bomb?
Was it the cure bomb? Was it Tess shooting a phaser out of the hand of a Neanderthal? Was it Commander Rokus talking down everybody? Because there were some things that happened. There's a lot of potential for Xerxes to go wrong. It didn't go wrong because of some. I will put it that way. So,
but who was the flashiest when doing it? I implore you, ladies and gentlemen of the Federation, if the cure bomb didst thus your gaze attract, then you must vote. For Yoren's act. Ha! I found a way to make it rhyme.
Nice. I don't know. John looks like he's still in chat a little bit, so maybe he'll get back to us with his vote on MVP. John, please.
John, you're the deciding vote.
I don't know.
Or was it Zip's magnificent scanning of the planet?
I mean that did help. I put it to you all this way: there are plenty of times for engineering to shine.
John's on my side. Give it to the cure bomb.
Yes, he is. Okay, Yoren, you've got a spotlight milestone.
Ooh, what do I win?
You win. You win. somewhere on your character sheet, you will want to mark that you've achieved a spotlight milestone.
Spotlight. Let's put it over here in the margin.
Because it takes 2 spotlights to get 1 arc milestone. Oh, Alan says hello. Hello, Allison. Or Allison. Yeah, not Allison.
Alan Allison.
Yes, Alan Allison. A good man. My painter.
A good name. A good strong name.
Yes, in fact, Alan, we should talk if you are interested in joining our campaign, because we have potential openings, even if you can't do this every time we play. Let me know. Send me a private message about that. Back to your spotlight. So, spotlight milestone occurs when a single main character is particularly prominent and significant during an adventure. I'd say you were.
Maybe a little bit. I like to think so anyway. Let me phrase that. Joran likes to think so anyway.
You receive a single choice from the normal milestone list and a single list from the following list as well.
Ooh, let me hear this following list.
Yes, it's actually a very spiffy list. You may choose, choose 2 attributes. Reduce one of those attributes by 1, minimum of 7, and increase the other one by 1, maximum of 11. You can choose, you can swap talents. You can select a supporting character that was used during that mission and use one of the above options for that supporting character. You can choose 2 of the ship's systems. Reduce one of those systems by 1 and increase the other by 1. You can choose 2 departments and reduce one up the other. Or you can choose one of the ship's talents and replace it for another talent.
Gotcha. Do we have the info for the ship?
I do, actually. Here, let me...
Do you have a screen share of it?
I do. Or I will. Rather than saying I do, let me say I will, because it takes me a moment to change buttons and windows and all of that good stuff. Let's hope that that's big enough.
The USS Hadfield, NCC 80116, Luna class. We've got engines, computers, weapons, structure, sensors, communications, and our departments: command, security, science, con, engineering, and medicine. Now, did you finish going through the list, or did we just pause when we got to the ship stuff?
Yeah, so it's ship systems, swap up down, ship's departments, swap up down, or swap ship talents. The ship talents, for people that didn't watch our 4-hour stream about building the ship, and I don't blame you, because I didn't rewatch it either. The ship has a lot of stuff going for it. This ship is probably broken in game setup terms, but
I like that.
The sound of that. Not only does it have the 5 talents listed here, but it also has multi-layered shielding and saucer separation.
Ooh.
And that's just because it's a Luna class. And Luna classes have saucer separation built in. If you guys are, well, I don't know if you guys will ever use it for combat, but we will see. There's been no canon use of the Luna, and by canon I mean beta canon, book canon. There's been no book canon of the Luna saucer separating, but it exists. The tech is there in the design schematics.
So what you're saying is we could go for a multi-vector attack mode.
By multi-vector, it's 2. It's not the Prometheus.
But it's multiple. That's more than one. That satisfies the Latin roots, doesn't it?
It would actually be more like bi-vector or dual vector assault mode.
I'm sure we can find some way to make that more with holograms. But let's continue.
Yeah, so those are your options. That is the end of the list.
Gotcha. So the basic, not the spotlight. The base. What am I? Milestone.
A spotlight.
The basic milestone lets you swap something of your character.
Yes.
The MVP milestone, the spotlight milestone, lets you do the same thing. You can swap another thing on your character, or you can also swap something on the ship instead.
Yes.
And then the last one, which we haven't done yet, is
an arc milestone, which you get if you get spotlight twice, and that lets you increase an attribute or a discipline or take an
break your limits.
Yeah. You get an extra talent or an extra focus or an extra value. Yeah. Or bump up the ship in some way. So, yeah, arc milestones. Well, yeah.
Are the real level up.
Yes. You just have to get the spotlights to be able to get to that point.
Or steal the spotlight, as it were.
Yeah, you kind of did that with the cure bomb, but it was still awesome.
Nothing wrong with doing awesome stuff. That's what makes a good story, isn't that right?
It is. It absolutely is.
And also giving you 15,000 points of threat to work with. So I wonder if I should do anything to this ship.
So
I mean, it's not like I'm the only person on it. Yeah. But can I just do it without everyone else's permission? That just seems a little rude. What weapons? We don't need weapons. Improve my science facilities.
Well, remember, you bump a system.
Mm-hmm.
You point of system for point of system, or point of department for point of department. It's not like you can't take a point of system for a point of department.
Did I name two different departments instead? Oops.
Wait, yeah, you said weapons for science.
Well, that's fine. We can trade out security for science.
No department can go above 4. So this is as science-y as it gets.
Man, but I want to break the limits of science.
I know. But
what does that even add to? Does that add to?
So it's when the ship assists, it'll assist
these are its disciplines, like we have disciplines.
Yeah, so it'll assist with like a sensor science roll, and so that gives it.
So its systems are basically like our attributes, but for different meanings, because they don't have. Because the ship doesn't have a fitness score.
It has shields.
Yeah. Or structure.
And you can see that it has 4, 8, 12, 17 shields.
The ship is not daring. It's communication-sensitive. That's weird.
Right. It doesn't have great structure because it's a Luna class.
You say that like it's the answer to everything, but I don't actually know what that really means.
It's like a beefed up Akira. Well, sorry, it's a science-y bigger Akira.
Can you describe the color red without using the word red for me?
It's a dark pink.
That's what I'm getting from the system things. Why is its structure bad? Because it's an Akira. Well, what does that have to do with it? Because it's based off the Luna class.
Well, so I had to create this out of nothing. I was like,
right, that's part of the 4-hour stream that I probably should have watched.
Yeah. Yeah. I still gave it more starting points than any other.
So basically what you're saying is you started us off with a broken crew and an OP ship, and we're going to go around and we're going to take over the universe.
Because it tells good stories, dang it.
Oh. Fair enough.
What fun is it if the ship gets destroyed the first time you get into combat?
Well, I mean, wasn't that the entire premise of the Hood crashing into the Enterprise and blowing up and having to go back and do it again?
Don't ruin the next episode, Will.
Wait, we're doing that? Oh, sweet. Where's my? Can I do a temporal alignment shift talent? Is that a thing?
Sure.
Where's my temporal shielding?
Do you want to inject yourself with tardigrade DNA?
Ooh, maybe.
You're just crazy enough to do it.
I mean, Yoren's probably one of the guys that got into that cellular happiness chamber that they invented on DS9.
Oh, geez.
Do you want to die? No? Well, then step into my cellular entertainment chamber. You're saying we die because our cells get bored?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So another thing you can do, because essentially you're getting two level ups, is you can save a milestone. Your normal milestone. You will have to spend the spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have an immediate use for a milestone, you can save it for later. A save milestone can be valuable to have as it is used at a later point to provide a much-needed boost. When a milestone is saved, note it down on your sheet with a short description of the mission that it came from or the event that it represents. At any point during any subsequent adventure, the player may call back to that saved milestone and the adventure it came from. The player describes how a memory of or lesson from that adventure relates to the current situation. If the game master approves, then the player gains the effects of a point of determination, as if they had used a value or directive in a positive fashion. So you don't even have to have a value ready to go. You just get determination.
I'm banking a determination point for an indeterminate use in the future.
Yes. But then you've used it. So if if you like your character the way that they are, you're good. No, I know you said you've got some tweaks you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. And really, I don't understand the ship enough to want to go around tweaking it yet.
That's fine.
I'm sure I will in the near future eventually. But now,
other people will also be getting spotlight milestones.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
for my spotlight milestone, I'm going to use that to improve myself.
Okay.
So let's go here to Yoren. And we were discussing it earlier. And I think it would be appropriate due to some of his more recent achievements of very strange feats of engineering, to replace my jury rig ability, which is always a little weird to begin with, or at least mechanically speaking. So we're going to delete you. And then
at this point, we're talking about talents.
Yes. So I delete the jury rig talent. Okay. I'm going to replace it with bold.
Ooh.
I am going to be a bold engineer.
Ooh, I like threat.
So bold engineer. When you pick bold, you have to pick one of your disciplines. From then on, whenever you spend threat to gain dice involving a roll with that discipline, you get to re-roll all of your dice that one time, which is always handy because it's almost like having a second pool of dice.
Yeah.
And we all know from Star Trek Attack Wing how important re-rolls are.
Wait. Rerolls. I see ignore the first complication.
For bold?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
And then.
So let us look at this book.
Oh, no. You're right.
I'm going to get in trouble if you're showing this book.
Yes, you may re-roll a single d20. Okay.
Oh, a single d20. Yes, that's it.
Yeah, you can re-roll a single d20. That's what it is.
One re-roll and purchasing d20 with threat. Bam. It is now on the character sheet. That is my spotlight point. And then I still have the regular point. And everyone gets a regular point for that mission, right? That we were in? Because everyone was...
Yes.
Because I think everyone met the qualifications for that.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I'm just going to put a little circle there. I can mark off in the future. Xerxes milestone.
Oh, are you banking that?
Yes. What am I going to put? Banked milestone. Xerxes.
Yes. I like you. You and Vax both have bold engineering.
Oh.
So the next time the ship breaks, and I mean breaks, I will have all the threat in the world.
I think it's a good thing for my character because I already have a really good handle on the sciencey stuff.
You do.
So I think improving my secondary ability in the engineering and bringing that up to almost as strong would be better than min-maxing my way into more sciencey parts.
I agree, and I was talking with Nick and Chris about this, and I said complications help tell good stories, and I'm the type of GM. I don't use the critical failures to kill characters or to make life a living hell on you guys. I do it to make the story interesting, or to at least try to make the story interesting. I can't guarantee that I succeed at that, but that's at least my hope.
Mm-hmm.
It's
magic pads of disabling.
Yeah, it's you're handling a torpedo,
yeah,
and you roll a crit. Well, like I'm not always going to let people buy it off with threat, because what am I going to use the threat on? Eventually, I have to put my foot down and stop an endless cycle and just say, no, this.
Unless you put like an achievement on there, like reach 100 threat in one mission, Q's attention.
And there's a thought, but you guys as a whole have been rolling so well in this campaign. Like, the amount of complications you've rolled have been so small. It's great. It's great because it's also testing me and how well I can tell stories. But
which the other thing, we only get a complication on a 20, so that just proves how terrible we are at any other D20 based system game.
Right. But then the amount of ones that are being rolled is ridiculous in going back the other way. Because it's like, yeah, I rolled like 2 crits. And granted, your crit range gets expanded sometimes.
And it's not only us, you roll crits for us too.
I know. I know. That's the insane part. So I'm going to use Tess's spotlight um, to tweak her a little bit, I am going to take a point from her con and put it into her command.
Ooh.
And that's a thought of what might be coming. So
Have to step up and take responsibility.
yeah, there's just some
So what does that change her command score to?
4.
Gotcha.
So she's now a 5 security, 4 command, 3 medicine, 2 con.
And
It also
the limits still stay. You can only hit 4, or could you actually hit 5 with that?
you can only hit 5. Or sorry, you can only hit 4.
But okay.
Because
and with attributes, it's the same thing. You can only hit 11.
Yes.
And not 12. You can only have 112.
Can only have 112.
And only 1/5.
Now that is not set. Hold on. Let me check before I go speaking and running my mouth.
Well, this is my fault for asking questions.
When you have arc milestones, you can increase an attribute to 12 or a discipline to 5. You can't go above that. But then you can have more than one at 12 or at 5.
Gosh, but before that, even with the swapping, you should only have 112.
Yes.
A single 12.
And you cannot swap a 12 into an 11. Or
an 11.
You can swap a 12 down to an 11, but you can't swap an 11 up to a 12.
Gotcha.
So if you pick a 12, you have to pick a 10 or lower. So don't do that. Your 12 should be the thing you're really good at.
This is my thing. This is what I do.
Yeah. For reference, Tess's attributes are 9, 10, 9, 10, 9, 9. She's a generalist. Well, but when you're a security chief, tactical officer, interrogator, you kind of need a bit of everything.
She's the red mage of the group.
You need to be daring. You need to have fitness. You need to be able to have insight. You need to have presence for intimidation purposes. You maybe don't need reason, but given her medical,
she's not exactly a barbarian.
Yeah, and that's the control side of it. So yeah, there was some intrigue there. Yeah, so I need to note this. This is spotlight. And make sure I've noted that you have one.
So that it doesn't pop up unexpectedly when I say, I use my milestone card. Get out of jail free.
It's also I'm logging who still needs to use normal milestones.
I mean, that would probably be important for everyone else to also level up.
Yeah, so that's one there and one there. Okay, now...
Are we doing reputation?
Oh, sure. Sure, let's do reputation. I have not spent any time with this.
Oh, that's swell and splendid.
But we have to burn some time. We have to burn about 20 minutes before Tucker's available. So
that's cool.
And I do not want to talk about the Nightingale until I have Tucker. So
So a main character has a reputation score, which is an approximate gauge of how they are regarded by their peers and superiors. A main character begins play with a reputation score of 10. I should probably write that down somewhere.
Yeah, I'm going to have that on my chart.
Or is that something that you keep track of? Well, it's not like it's any hidden thing, so
it's not going to be
fine for a player to know it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you should definitely. You can know yours. I won't necessarily make everyone's public. Like, I'm not going to broadcast my player sheet and say, "Hey, everybody, this is what everybody else has."
You can't quantify reputation by a number.
Well, it's not
like
so
asking
much that.
In D&D, how many hit points do I have?
So the notion behind that is, players might be doing things with hidden motivations.
Dun dun dun.
That would affect them in different ways that might be perceived to the rest of the group in a positive or negative way, but actually have the alternate effect on their actual reputation to their higher ups.
Mm-hmm.
That is the best way I can put that. Without sounding super convoluted. For instance, Yorin not only reports to Starfleet, but he also has communication with the Jem'Hadar, or not even the Jem'Hadar, but the Vorta. I don't know. The whole Dominion structure is a little shaky at this point.
We're in a period of flux right now.
Yeah.
Which is ironic for a faction ruled by shapeshifters.
Yeah. I have some ideas about where I'm going with the Dominion. You might have fun with it.
Alternatively, that means that I might be just thrown straight into hell.
You might. That's kind of the nice thing, is we have a lot of leeway to go with your character, and I think I will enjoy building your backstory either the most or the second most out of everyone here.
Ooh.
Meaning this entire crew, not just the people on stream right now.
Well, you are my number one player right now. Looks around to an empty room.
Take that however you want. Here's to you.
All right. So, gaining and losing reputation.
Okay. Yes. So, yeah. So an officer's reputation makes or breaks their career. Yada 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 yada. A main character has a reputation score, which is an approximate gauge of how they are regarded by their peers and superiors. Reputation is not just a passive indicator, however. It can also serve as a limited defense against disciplinary actions. So when the captain gets pissy, you can say, but sir!
Don't you remember that time on Seralis 4 where I pulled you out of that burning shuttlecraft?
They're like, no, I had a concussion.
Oh. That's a pretty good excuse, actually.
Then you pull up the video, and they go, oh, that was you. Okay.
How could I have forgotten that pasty white face with those really haughty, arrogant eyes and those very disturbing pointy ears?
True. All right. Let me see here.
So we count up the number of positive influences.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to have to roll dice
Roll dice.
Yes, this is a dice roll. I can find what I usually use for my online dice roller.
Oh, okay.
That's that one. Yes, that's the one.
This should say
Brock Jones's online dice roller.
naturally character.
So there's going to be one phase where I roll a die for each positive reputation possibility. And oh, there's not a thing for negative. I just instantly reduce by 1. It's not a roll.
Right. So and then it's
oh wait, sorry. No, it's a comparison. If the number of successes of my positive roll is less than the negative influences, then I have lost reputation. So it's basically every positive is a possible success and every negative is a definite failure, and then add and subtract on a 1-to-1 basis.
Okay.
Oh, and I can crit fail that for double the reputation loss if, as a lieutenant, I roll a 19 or 20, which is my responsibility ranking, which is how responsible I am if things go wrong.
That makes sense.
So if the captain got into a problem, then he has a higher chance to have to take responsibility.
Got it. Okay. This is making sense. This is the stuff we figure out now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, on Xerxes, you did shoot a phaser off.
I don't know what you're talking about. That was definitely under indirect orders from my superior officer. So did I act in accordance with orders? You want to go down the list, or do we want to pick each one? Did I act in accordance with orders and directives? Mostly.
There were instances of that occurring. So yes.
So that's a yes.
Yes.
Did I challenge a directive for that mission? What was our directive for that mission?
Rescue people. Get out safely.
Gotcha. So did I ever challenge that and say no?
No.
I don't think I did.
No.
So that is not a negative one. Did I prevent combat? I tried. That counts, doesn't it?
Did you?
Shooting a phaser with the intent to prevent combat is totally not starting combat, right?
I feel like you started combat.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. So maybe I didn't prevent combat.
Okay. Nobody died.
Personnel under your command are killed. Nope. Resorted to lethal force without cause. I did not do that. I only attempted to startle somebody.
You did. You startled a squirrel, as I recall.
Yes, I didn't even hit the tree I was aiming for.
Right, you hit a different tree, which startled a squirrel.
Poor squirrel.
The squirrel is highly agitated with you and your kind, by the way.
But it was not lethal.
It was not.
If the Squirrel Empire ever comes after me, I will remember this.
Noted.
Did I establish an alliance with an enemy?
Not with an enemy.
Not really.
No. Because
there was never really a real enemy.
True. Okay, here. I will twist this enough. Mm-hmm. They were hostile. Hostile forces are enemy forces. Mm-hmm. You were responsible for curing them, which allowed them to be non-hostile, and that helped soothe tension between the two.
Yes.
I'll spin that.
We are friends now, almost entirely thanks to an action that I was directly involved in.
How's that for spinning?
I like the cut of your jibs, sir.
Okay. See, I'm nice GM most of the time.
All right, so that's another positive. That's
Okay.
good. So that's 2 positives and 0 negatives so far.
Yeah.
I counted that right, yes? Yeah, no one died.
Yeah.
No lethal force, no direct, no challenging.
Yeah.
Right. Did I directly contribute to saving lives?
Yeah.
I think that also kind of works with the establishing an alliance, though. So I
Okay.
don't think I should be counted for like all 13 of them.
No. I'm not going to give you that. But I am going to give you an extra 1 for making the scan.
On the picking up the last survivor?
Yes. Yeah, I'm definitely going to give you that one.
And here I am exactly 45 minutes later.
Hey, we're discussing my magnificent attributions, my contributions
Reputation
to the Xerxes mission.
Sounds good.
Yes.
And how positive my influence was.
Yes.
Sure.
So how many
may I
are you
also say I just got done watching this week's Orville with my girlfriend, and I accurately predicted. What?
Is it a new one?
It's a new one.
When is the Orville?
It's a new one in the sense that it is an episode that has not previously aired. It is not in the sense that if you have seen Star Trek at all, you will be able to predict the plot of this episode in its entirety.
Ggotcha.
Okay.
No spoilers.
You know what?
Because I don't think I've seen this one yet.
I won't do spoilers. I won't tell you if you're right or not.
Let me rephrase. Is this the social justice episode?
No, we already had that one.
Okay, good, because that's the last one I saw.
Okay, so I'm going to summarize it for you. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to summarize it for you. I'm going to tell you the initial setup, and I want you to tell me what happens.
Don't
you
be
ready?
prejudiced against Alien and be nice to Data. There, I saw start.
So no. No, here we go. You ready? Claire and her 2 children have Isaac pilot them in a shuttle to a vacation destination. What happens?
Crash landing. Firefight. I haven't seen it.
No. Crash landing. Someone is seriously injured where the other person has to challenge their own morals in order to save them in the proper fashion.
Oh, right.
And then get them all off the planet. Wasn't that a Wesley Picard episode?
This is the crystal. This is the cave where the water is protected. Yeah. That's totally this episode.
I will give you.
It's either that or it's the Worf takes over Risa and pisses off his girlfriend episode.
I'll give you one other hint. A metal piece of a bed becomes very important.
It's a shiv.
It's the Chekhov's gun.
Look, without any spoilers, you're pretty fucking close. I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
But
let's finish off this reputation.
Okay. Well,
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
So, did you act above and beyond the call of duty?
If I did, it wasn't for the specific purpose of going beyond the Call of Duty. It was because I was having a damn good time.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that counts.
Then at that point, you built a cure bomb.
Yes.
I feel like that's an unnecessary risk.
I feel like that's an unnecessary awesome.
I don't know that if that should count if you're the cause of your own unnecessary risk.
So
taking unnecessary risk in the course of it. Hey! This was a situated gamble because it was either try to face them directly, which obviously in a firefight I'm of no use. However,
okay, fine. Your unnecessary risk is not building the cure bomb. It was firing and almost murdering a squirrel.
Damn. Okay, so 1 negative influence.
You're getting one.
How is that a risk?
It
is there a
started
risk
shot
of
a
squirrel's retribution?
I was trying to intimidate the Neanderthals with weapons from attacking us.
And he shot before the security officer.
Fair enough.
Acting quickly is necessary for a Starfleet officer sometimes.
He took the initiative from the security officer.
Fine. So we're at what? 3 positive and 1 negative then?
I thought I counted.
That's what
4.
I counted. Was it 4? Was it 4?
Oh no, it was 3. Sorry.
I'll take it. All right. So to do this then, so we count my 3 positives and use it. I'm going to roll a number of d20s equal to the number of positive influences.
Okay.
With each one that rolls equal to or less than my reputation, I score a success. My reputation is currently is my reputation currently 10?
Yes.
Because I remember in my backstory, I wasn't exactly an exemplary officer, and I didn't know if you were going to hold that against me or not.
Okay, fine. Your reputation's 9.
Okay.
Is that actually a thing?
Yeah.
Your background can change your reputation? I did not know that.
Sure.
Well, probably not. It's probably not specifically a game thing, but it's a story-wise GM thing.
Okay. Well, if I had known that, I would have taken I was the best officer ever, and everybody loved me, and I got all the promotions background.
So for the sense of a reputation table, a 9 means that your your record is somewhat uncertain, your performance is questionable, you're viewed as being too quick to disregard Starfleet's rules and regulations, occasionally insubordinate, or you have gained a reputation as unnecessary reckless. Does that sound like someone you know, Will?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because it sounds like someone I know.
By the way, I actually have my dice tonight.
Oh,
Finally.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fun fact, by the next time we play, I will likely have the official Borg cube.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, so you were one of the first 150.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Sweet.
All right. So my privilege as a lieutenant is 2. So on these rolls, I score a critical success on a 2 or less.
Okay.
And my current reputation is 9, so I score a regular success on a 9 or less.
Okay.
So 3 rolls. Come on, dice roller. 1, 2, 3. 3. Did it break? Okay. 18, 1, and 12.
It was almost your fault that there was an ion storm in space.
Can't prove that.
No, that's a critical success. Right?
No, it was. But if he had rolled like 20-20, it would have been like, it's Yorin's fault that the shuttle crashed.
You created everything. I knew you're a curse, a blight on our... Okay, so
you make Alexander look like a good luck charm.
Nah.
Actually, no, that was just the positive influences. Now I have to roll the negative influences.
So you have 2 successes, right?
Let's see. So my number of successes is 2.
Yes.
And it is not less than the number of negative influences. So I do not lose any reputation. All the other stuff is contingent on me not getting more than the negative influences.
Okay, there you go. So you now have 11 reputation.
Plus 2. I did a good job.
Word of your cure bomb has spread. And you are now viewed as an officer with a solid record. Your performance is satisfactory, and that's it.
He's a little crazy, but he's still good.
Yeah,
he's eccentric.
We should do the same thing for Tess.
All right, so.
And somewhat quickly. But.
Yes. So for Tess, did she act in accordance with orders and directives? I would say yes.
She did shut the shuttle. She did shut and lock the shuttle door, though.
If that's a negative, I'm sure it will come in somewhere else.
Okay.
So did she challenge a directive? Did she ever try to get us to leave the planet without saving people? I don't think so.
No.
And going off on the other submission wasn't exactly challenging a directive. It was kind of like a sub-directive, so that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Right. Did she prevent combat? I don't think so.
She starts combat, please.
Was anyone under her command killed? Nope.
Nope.
Did she resort to lethal force without cause? Nope. Everything was stun-worthy, as far as I recall.
Yeah. No
Did
lethal
she establish an alliance with an enemy?
No.
I don't think so.
I'm
trying to think if we could twist it in any way, but
no.
She did knock them unconscious, but they weren't exactly friendly because she knocked them unconscious. It was because of other things.
Yeah.
Did she directly contribute to saving lives? She knocked out everyone that was trying to kill us.
Yeah.
I think that counts as a plus.
So what, like 2? We'll give her 2 points there.
2? I think you're trying to be super friendly to your pet character.
Okay, I'll give her 1 point there.
Okay. Did she act above and beyond the call of duty?
She shot a phaser out of somebody's hand.
Yeah, but is
that's worth something
beyond the call of duty? Like, she did a good skill. She had a good skill shot, but that's what she's supposed to do.
Can you shoot a phaser out of somebody's hand?
Technically, I do believe we determined that I should have been better at it than I was. Yeah. But it's not exactly a thing that's like a big sacrifice in the name of duty, or a really, really super taxing and morally challenging.
You're right. You're right.
Did she take unnecessary risks in the course of the mission?
Well, she did kind of wander off in the field by herself at one point.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of like.
But does that count? Because that was part of the sub objective. That was really the only way to do it.
She did drop that the log across the ravine.
Jumping across a ravine that could kill her.
Yeah, she did do that.
Maybe. Locking the door and locking us out of the shuttle. This might be where that counts.
I definitely think there's enough there to call it 1 negative.
We could be like that was kind of like a third here and a third here and a third over there. There's a bunch
of maybes that add up to 1.
Okay. So I've counted us at
in management speak, and I have a managerial position where I did performance reviews. This is called a consistent negative pattern,
but also a pattern of awesomeness.
So I counted 2 positive and 1 negative. Was that right?
Yeah.
All right. So you get 2 dice.
Mm-hmm. I got. What's my crit range?
What is her rank? Lieutenant Commander?
Lieutenant Commander.
She also has a privilege of 2.
Yeah, so I got 3 successes.
Ooh, wow. Fancy.
Who is this now?
Tess.
Ah.
The security girl that almost got kidnapped on our next mission. But we're not talking about that one yet.
I know who Tess is.
Right.
Okay.
So the number of successes scored is less than the number of negative influences. Nope. So you just straight up gain your 3 reputation for her.
All right. Then let's do Zip. I can do reputation for other people.
How far are you guys on the Xerxes one?
We are like 2 minutes from being done.
Okay.
2 more characters going through that same checklist. But
sure.
I'll be honest, I don't remember a lot of what Zip did.
Zip.
But I'm sure he acted in accordance with orders.
He definitely did that. He did
challenge directive, no. Did he prevent combat? No. Anyone killed? No. Lethal force? No. Establish an alliance? No. Contributed to saving lives?
Yeah, he helped you build the cure bomb.
That's right. So we'll give him 1 for that because I got 1 for that.
Yeah, I'll give him 1 for that.
Acted above and beyond the call of duty. I mean, that's basically he did his job. But if you want to count the cure bomb in that too, that is.
I'll give him the 2 dice with no negative chances.
Gotcha. Unnecessary risks? Not really. So
no.
2 positive. He did a good job. Tucker, what are you doing? It sounds like you're playing with Legos.
Oh, sorry. I'm putting the food into cook. Give me 1 second and I'll be done.
Now, with him not having... See, they don't give reputation. I'm going to give him a crit range of 3. The same as a commander.
Oh, because he is
a chief petty officer.
Yeah.
Or well, he's chief engineer, and he's a senior chief petty officer. That is, to me, that's equivalent of commander.
Gotcha.
Maybe not quite, but... yeah, okay. He's got 1 reputation.
Huzzah! He did a good job. And then last but not least, our beta droid.
Rokus.
Yes. He is a commander, correct?
Yes, he is a commander.
Yes. Acted in accordance with orders and objectives, yes. Challenged a directive.
No.
Prevented combat, no. Personnel under your command killed. None of us died. Lethal force, no. Established an alliance, no.
He did because, well,
maybe
with an enemy. That's the okay. No.
Directly contributed to saving lives.
Yes, he talked the doctor. He talked through the doctor. Oh, right, we had that whole thing with the doctor's husband and needing medical attention.
Yes.
It wouldn't have changed anything for Tess. Because Tess was the one doing surgery, I feel like. But, or were you the one doing surgery?
I was the one.
No. You would have gotten another die.
Because we needed someone to, like, watch the door or something.
Roll another die.
Who, what, me?
Yeah.
Yar! Where did I put my die roller? Give me 11. That would not have saved me under my original reputation.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Rokus. I will say he did act above and beyond because he spent all of that time talking psychically, telepathically linking to these people, and he prevented a panther.
Ooh.
He didn't know he prevented a panther, but he prevented a panther.
He prevented
from like existing,
from showing up.
So that's, and then did he take any unnecessary risks in the course of the mission?
Not really. This will be a lot more interesting with Nightingale. Absolutely with Nightingale.
So what are we at? 2, 3 positive?
I'm gonna go, yeah, we'll say 3.
And 0 negative?
Yeah. Okay, that's 2. Dual successes.
We're doing awesome.
Alrighty.
The reputation to actually cap out at 20? Yes, it does.
Yes, and then you get promoted.
We need to do more questionable things.
I mean, sure.
I don't know, Chuck. I didn't say that out loud in front of my superior officer. I definitely did not.
Tani's not truly your superior officer. So
she is in the species sense.
I don't think Vorta would ever admit to that.
Nope, definitely not.
Unless you're fascinated by the Borg.
With the cybernetics, maybe.
The cybernetic aspect, you might admit to that.
I always felt that the Dominion wouldn't necessarily fear the Borg because the founders in the Borg probably couldn't really affect each other much.
I want to see that, though.
In the Star Trek CCG from way back, they did like an alternate reality set or something, and there was a Wayuna Borg card. It got posted a lot back in the day, back before the Borgnorf, when Wayun Barrel cubes were a thing.
Yeah.
You used to see pictures of it float around the community.
Yeah. I have that card too. I have the whole.
Didn't they do that with like a bunch of people?
Yeah,
like Borg and Ducat of Borg.
Martok or Galron, one of the two, and then
I think it was Martok.
And Barail Antos.
That's cool.
Did they do it with the Romulan?
It might have been Tomalak instead of Barail.
That seems more likely.
That does.
And
All
he
right.
commanded the whatever that Borg Romulan ship that revives Kirk was.
The Avatar of Tomed? No, that was Salatro.
Darn.
And I only know that because of Attack Wing.
Yep.
All right. So
that's the end of mission 1.
That was. So now we're gonna roll right into the Nightingale. So this was Elizabeth Shelby in command stuff. Go watch the video if you care. As for us, really what it became was Rokas talking down a Romulan commander who was furious after Yorin blew a roll and
Look, I don't know what you're talking about.
It accidentally scanned the Romulan vessel after it was highly advised that they not do it.
Look, they were talking about it while I was doing it, okay? It was not really a reactionary thing.
It was literally, we highly advise you not to scan our ship.
What are you doing it?
What are you scanning? Yeah.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah. So there was that. Yeah, Tess found a spy, got captured. You guys got her back. Commander...
I've helped fix the ship.
Commander Lewis got away. Yeah,
Zip
you fixed
Zip got stuck on the Hadfield doing coordinating.
Labor. He did coordinate very well. He was able to program the Hadfield, set the Hadfield up to be able to just buzz in, set up a blockade, and take care of that shuttle.
Ta'ani helped recognize the situation and left orders as appropriate.
Yeah. The funny thing was, you guys let the spy, the Federation spy, walk into the main computer, download a whole bunch of data, and walk out.
I assume that was when I wasn't there.
Yeah.
That was when I fixed things, and he came down to the engineering thing to talk to us how it was going. It's like, oh, hey, you look like a boss guy. You can do whatever you want because you're a boss guy.
Oh yeah, so Tucker, the Commander Lewis of the Nightingale, she was the spy all along.
He was the mole.
That's unfortunate.
I may have spent 6 threat to make that happen, but
to turn him into a spy?
Turn her into a spy, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually the Romulan guy, right?
Oh no, the Romulan guy was a spy too.
They're all spies.
I had to add a spy.
Why? Because it was too glaringly obvious who the spy was?
When Zip,
there always had to be someone behind him. He just changed who the person behind him was.
Yeah. So, so Tucker, what happened at the end was the Romulan enacted a bunch of protocols, grabbed Tess, site-to-site transported, got to a shuttle bay, met the commander in the shuttle bay. They all got off into space. The tractor beam had been disabled. Hadfield comes in, crosses the neutral zone.
Can't prove that empirically speaking.
And as the Hadfield's about to tractor beam the ship in, the Romulan... the
Romulans fire!
Well, the Hadfield was able to transport the Romulan and Tess off of the shuttle, leaving Commander Lewis. The Romulans destroy the shuttlecraft.
That's amazing.
Explosions.
But the Hadfield scanned, the Hadfield scanned at the end and noted that there was a residual transporter.
But that totally currently was not. what's his name? It was obviously
wait, hang on. There was a residual transporter beam?
Not Federation.
Oh, almost had you.
Yeah.
A non-Federation transporter beam. So.
And then we went on our merry ways and called it a draw.
Yeah, it was basically we've got one of yours, you've got one of ours.
Have fun storming the castle.
Oh, so Tess is captured by Romulans right now?
No. Tess is back on the Hadfield.
Well, who do they have of ours?
The commander. The commander was a newly turned spy by our spy guy.
Oh, okay, I see.
And you have their Romulan agent.
Got it.
Cool.
So, now that you're caught up, we can actually go through milestones.
Okay.
So, who the heck was the MVP of that?
I would argue Ta'ani because she didn't screw up. I would argue it was Ta'ani because she didn't screw anything up, and I feel like that puts her ahead of a lot of people in this scenario.
I say it was Commander Spy. Can I do that?
Wait, hang on. Is it MVP as in most valuable person on the mission, or just the best player in the game?
Let's see.
So it should be in the mission, since there was
unless there was some really strong role playing.
Shall I read it? A spotlight milestone occurs when a single main character is particularly prominent and significant during an adventure. At the end of an adventure, the Game Master may award a single spotlight milestone, though the Game Master is not required to do so every mission. One spotlight milestone every 2 to 3 missions is reasonable.
I like throwing them out early. I will probably slow it down at some point. Early
if the Game Master chooses to award a spotlight milestone, then the players each vote for who of them will receive it. And players may only vote for players who would receive at least a normal milestone for that mission.
Okay.
So, did everyone receive a regular milestone?
Let me.
Who all was in the mission?
Technically, everyone was in the mission.
Are we counting the people that were doing the Starbase test?
No, that's going to be a different mission.
Okay.
It just happened to be occurring at the same time.
Gotcha. So not everyone, just everyone that was on the.
Shelby, who's not eligible for this stuff.
Which is the same as the Xerxes plus.
It's
plus
Rokus, Tess, Ta'ani, Zip.
All right, let's go through this one by one. Rokus, I would say definitely not.
From the first half, yes, but not the
he
second.
He did yeah. Okay.
Well, I would also, I mean, to a certain extent, like he's not here again. Like I don't want to give it to somebody who just doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Call that political, but
no, I understand. Yeah. I agree.
So who's next? Tess?
Tess got captured.
Tess got kidnapped. That makes she became an enemy plot point. That doesn't count. She doesn't count.
And so arguably did not do her job as the security officer.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Zip. He was on our own ship the entire time, so probably not there.
Yeah. Leaving Yorin and Ta'ani.
Yeah. Yorin basically just did his job for the most part, and that's kind of it. And
Yorin got the spotlight in the last mission.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want to start playing that game.
So if we are giving a spotlight at all this mission, I think it should be Ta'ani.
It makes sense.
Now, of course, that's my character, and in my own self-interest, I think that's great.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, I think you are forgetting somebody.
Oh God, no. No.
Okay, that's all you have to say. No. Dr. Gill did exist. He was there.
Well, David told me he's using PC stats, and since he played a important role in the story, I feel it's only fair that we talk about him at least.
Yeah. So he did exist. He was responsible for the autopsy on the captain. which discovered the murder plot point. You guys did have him listen in on the conversation between the commander and the Romulan, which was a big tipping point to let you know that they were working together.
Mm-hmm. And he's just so darn entertaining.
Yeah.
If only we could get him for every single episode.
No.
All the time.
Peter would kill me.
He has contractual obligations. This is like real world problems.
No, I would say probably because Ta'ani also did the mind meld on the guy.
Yeah.
So
are offensive mind melds supposed to be a good thing, though?
That's what reputation is for.
We can talk about that when we get to reputation because I've thought about that a little bit.
That's a good point.
So yeah. Now I will say, against Ta'ani, I did just say I didn't want to give it to people who weren't there, and I had to leave halfway through. So,
but you were essentially there, and yeah, you were there for most of it.
It also, I mean, what happened was, my friend was having her 51st birthday, and she was having it at a particular venue. But that venue fired their chef that same day and didn't give us any warning whatsoever that the dinner was canceled.
Oof.
So Kim is her name. Kim was feeling really down, and we really made an effort. I mean, we had already like turned around and been like, well, I guess we're going, right? Which you guys know. So we really made the effort to go out there and like be there for her.
I mean, from a gameplay perspective, I don't really matter either way for me.
Yeah, I don't have like Ta'ani makes sense. Spotlighting. Coming in as like if I was watching this, I would say this was an episode that was about a lot of things, but also Ta'ani learning command skills.
Yeah, it felt like it feels like a Ta'ani. Well, it also was sort of establishing for the way she does things.
Yes.
And for the fact that she's a Vulcan Borg, right?
Yeah, but like
so I get
this
that.
one felt like a Ta'ani character building episode.
Yeah, like a season 1, episode 3 kind of deal. I can buy that.
Yeah, like the first episode, like all of this stuff is character development because you're learning these characters. The first one felt like Yorin, like this is Yorin. The last, Nightingale felt like this is Ta'ani. And that's going to happen. And it's not saying that other characters aren't playing their part.
Right. I mean, in a very strong sense, it was also letting us know who the hell the Doctor is, right? But
yes.
But
yeah, I mean, the Doctor was really close to a spotlight.
Yeah, it's just. Go ahead.
I feel like the Doctor is going to consistently be really close, and eventually we're just going to say he's getting it because he hasn't gotten one yet.
In management, we call that a consistent positive pattern.
Yeah. We're going to have our employee of the week, and eventually we just have to give it to everyone.
It might be that a lot of people get employee of the week, and the Doctor wins employee of the month without winning employee of the week.
What a guy.
That type of thing. Because he's so consistent.
I don't know. That smells an awful lot like winning the MVP without being on a playoff team.
I don't follow baseball. David, can you explain that joke to me?
Suffice it to say, that's an argument.
It's like being called the best attack wing player, but never making top 4.
Oh, now I'm sad. I'll never be the best attack wing player.
Now that was a little mean. That was a little mean.
Sorry, that was not directed at you. And
being at the top of the scoreboard, but never going to Worlds.
No, I wouldn't say that. Worlds is different.
Yeah.
I very much am in a Magic the Gathering mindset where I don't think Worlds the winner of Worlds is necessarily the best player in the world. I think they're always in the conversation, right?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
it's not. It's too one event
Don't have
is
enough people.
no. It's just that one of no. I mean, the best players play every year. It's just that one event is too high variance to really definitively say that.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing can be true. Like, I mean, from an attack wing standpoint, the fact that Joseph has never won Worlds is weird.
A travesty.
You know, it's if Worlds was not held the day after Nationals, I think he would.
I think he would too. He burns himself out on Nationals, right? Because Peter doesn't win U.S. Nationals.
Yeah,
that's been the trade-off.
Yeah.
So,
but
yeah, we digress.
Back to not attack wing.
Okay, so
right.
Tawani's got the spotlight. In terms of normal milestones, definitely the Doctor.
Tess, I guess.
Sorry, where were the requirements for that? Challenged a value or a directive, injured by an attack to kill, or used at least one value or directive. So I know I used a point of determination in that mission, so I count.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Tess got injured at some point?
Did she get knocked out? No. But she got kidnapped.
She did get yeah.
She got attacked with the intent to be killed when they got fired on her shuttle.
We'll go with that.
Did the shuttle get damaged?
Shuttle's destroyed.
Blew up.
But okay, so they're firing to destroy the shuttle. I mean, I would argue that counts if that attack damaged it. It's a little shaky.
It's good enough. Yeah.
Did Rokus use a value while we were doing that?
No, but I feel like Rokus might have used something when he was negotiating with the Romulans. If nothing else, that whole negotiation path with the Romulans was pretty darn good, and I'm willing to give him the bank of that if he ever comes back. Right now, I'm not doing anything for Rokus outside of sitting here and going, "You have stuff to do." Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry. I lost my window, so I couldn't mute myself quick enough.
Yeah, you're fine. It's not like we're a professional podcast or anything here.
We making loads of money here, people. Yeah. Bling bling. We're gonna bling out the starship. Gold-plated nacelles.
I feel like that won't make us fly faster.
No, but the racing stripe will. Can I use my milestone? Can I use my spotlight milestone to put a racing stripe on our ship?
You don't even have
get
to
back from the war.
No, the dog spirit's voice.
I know. So, but I was referencing majority rule.
No.
Sorry, there's my girlfriend is watching a video of a golden retriever playing with somebody, and that was an Orville joke. If you haven't seen that episode,
I watched it last night. It was good. Yeah. So, all right. So Tucker to Ani, do you know what you can do with your spotlight?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay, so spotlight is the same as a normal milestone. So I'm going to read you a list.
It has just a few slightly expanded options in addition to normal.
With a normal, you can do a discipline point swap. You can do a focus swap. Or you can
do one of those to a supporting character you like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you could save it as a point of determination for a later mission.
That too. A spotlight you can. Yeah, actually, so a normal. Yeah, with a normal, you can only do a discipline. You can't do an attribute. So with a spotlight, you can do an attribute swap.
One up, one down.
A talent swap. Do something on a supporting character, or you can mess with the ship systems.
Interesting.
Ship systems, ship departments, or ship talents.
Okay, so I can't bank this at all, right? I have to spend this.
You can't bank the spotlight. You can
That's
bank,
what I mean.
Yeah, you can bank your normal. So you get a normal and you get the spotlight.
Gotcha. Okay, well, normal's getting banked because I don't want to do any of that right now.
That is fine.
Ida, I'm sorry, but I'm going to need to use the computer for a second. Is that okay?
No.
Okay.
Please.
No, it's fine.
I'm teasing.
Oh, okay.
Because you said you don't take me seriously if I'm not being sarcastic.
I know.
Bam.
But I can't always tell, so I wanted to respect you just in case. All right. Let me hop on here and take a look. I think I might actually see about giving the ship a talent. That actually sounds interesting.
It has.
You have a whole bunch of talents.
That's why I need the computer, because I need to look at my PDF. All right.
I haven't thought about that. I was looking at it while I was doing mine, and it's like, there's a lot of things that I don't know what the heck's going on.
All right.
But we're science, and I know science, so I'm like, yeah, it's probably set up pretty well.
Okay, let's see here. Well, let's maybe come. I don't need to make that call at this exact second, right?
No.
Correct.
While you're thinking, you're in.
Hello.
You know what you want to do with your normal.
So yeah. So we already went over that disciplines are still locked to a max of 4. And the only thing I could do is discipline or focus. Or I could replace a value that got crossed out, but I didn't give any values crossed out. Correct. So, biotech, law, deception, linguistics, psychology, experimental intelligence. I still like my focuses. I feel like they will come in handy eventually.
What was your kind of fun focus?
You know how everybody the story focus?
Yeah,
the story bonus. I don't remember what word we used for it, but it essentially led to me having a genetic hotbed test of sea monkeys in an aquarium in my room.
Got it. Sea monkeys.
Yeah,
I'm just calling it sea monkeys.
Focus and sea monkeys.
Okay. I feel like I missed that.
Well, no one's been to my quarters to check them out, but as a person who is interested in manipulating things a little bit with my medicine skill, I genetically play around with my little sea monkeys. So one's got like one big crab claw and crawls along the ground. One can like spit bubbles as it's floating by. One is rainbow colored and changes colors every 60 seconds in a kind of a gradient fashion. And all other kinds of things that I'm going to make up as I go along.
That one's like your screensaver?
Exactly.
Okay. Tucker, I said for pure story purposes, every character gets a 7th focus.
Like a hobby.
But it's a hobby. That
will probably never, ever, ever come into play. But it's good for personality.
Oh no, it'll come into play at some point, but it's not meant to be story driven.
Are we gonna fight giant sea monkeys?
Oh, I remember
in space?
that. I remember that.
Maybe.
Now. I forget if I did that for Tani though.
I don't have one listed for Tani.
Yeah, it doesn't look like I did.
So for instance, I've got
hobbies are irrelevant.
Poker, movie buff, Tongo, sea monkeys, classical art, Parisi squares, stand-up comedy.
So it's the thing you are doing when the episode happens.
Sure, it's just a thing.
I get it. It's like, what are you doing in the teaser, right?
Sure.
Like
Exactly.
what is Riker doing in the teaser? Playing poker with his shipmates. What is Dax doing in the teaser? She's playing Tongo, right?
Yeah. Those types of things.
Yeah, I got you.
Getting a drink of root beer from Quark's bar. Playing darts.
It's
Coming out of the hollow
insidious.
suites. Coming out of the hollow suites after a rousing battle of the Alamo.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like holographic holographic war simulations. Yeah, like Bashir and
O'Brien.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's that kind of stuff. There can be story moments that focus on it, but they're not going to be the plot defining elements of story. They just help make it feel more like role playing rather than point A to point B, and they're going to help me be a little bit better storyteller as I can incorporate those things.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
that's the hope, at least.
You know, I gotta say, as just on a sort of, I'm looking at all of these advantages.
The Starship talents?
The Starship talents. None of them are that interesting. They're just, this ship gains a stat.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, honestly, the regular talents are a lot like that, too. Like, the most you get out of something is a reroll in a discipline.
No, are you kidding? My talents are amazing.
Or using one stat in place of another when the stat changes less than, like, 3 most of the time.
I mean, I have 2 that change my stats by 3.
Yeah.
But
they're also limited in scope.
One is any melee combat, and one is any time I'm
trying
to coordinate others or coerce someone.
I have doctor's orders too. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's. I think those are pretty good. There's a reason I went with the character I did.
Yeah. You're versatile. You're very, very, very versatile.
Yeah, because it's like, and it's like you know, that's actually an interesting one. What are the Hadfield's current talents?
Redundant systems, high-resolution sensors, advanced research facilities, rugged design, improved warp drive, multi-layered shielding, and saucer separation.
Oh, it can saucer sep already? That's cool.
Yeah. It's a Luna. Of course it can saucer separate.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
You cannot change saucer separation. That's a trait that is built in.
No. Oh, it's not.
I'll have extensive shuttle.
Wait. It's switch out a trait, not add a trait.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Man.
Choose one of the ship's talents and replace it.
Oh geez. All right, can you do me a favor? See, the only reason I was really interested in this was because I thought that one was where I could add something, like where I could.
Nope. The only thing that lets you add is the arc spotlight.
Yeah, you can't add until you get to the arc. That's the problem. Everything in Spotlight is swap.
I can't. No, I'm looking at Spotlight. I can't even do talents. I get systems, disciplines, or focuses for the ship. I mean,
the very last thing on Spotlight is choose one of the ship's talents and replace it for another talent.
Are we looking on page 140?
Yeah. I see
the focus is last. Do you have the corrected version?
Probably.
That must be what it is. I don't think I do.
Okay.
Let me. I can. Is there? Do I have the errata? Whatever. I'll look into that while we talk about it.
I have it on mine. Choose one of the ship's talents and replace for another talent.
Okay. Well, I'll double check. Anyway, geez, it's like I want to do something really cool for. Because and see, the thing is that what really sucks about this for me is now if I wanted to add, so there are two talents that I think number one are cool and number two make for really interesting story opportunities. But in order to do either of them, I'd have to take away, like I would have to reduce the ship's stats. That's a feel bad moment.
Yeah.
So let me look at the errata here. Chapters.
I mean, to be fair, we also have way more
yeah,
talents than any ship should probably have in this game.
That's,
to start with.
That was changed. So it's not focuses anymore, it's talents. Okay. Jeez. And I have to pick one of these.
No. You could do
and I
something
can't even boost and attribute to the maximum, right? Like I can only go up to 11. Yeah, I know.
Sorry, that out of context is just great. Ooh, native armor. You're not getting into my advanced research facilities. Ever. We're a science vessel, damn it.
You're mine. Yeah, I will say we are a science vessel.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, okay, wait, hang on. So
we get rid of the emergency medical hologram.
Get rid of the No,
it's on the list.
I'm not gonna do that. As much as Ida would like that, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I feel like somebody in your house votes for that.
You know what? I actually have an idea here.
No.
I mean, technically, we have rugged design? Was that one of them?
Yeah.
Like, we technically don't really need that one because that just reduces the difficulty of the
thing. All right. So here's what we're gonna do, I think.
Get rid of rugged design, please.
No.
Yes.
That one's staying.
What? But I just got rid of journey.
But there's like 3 engineers on this ship.
Yeah.
Like there's your chief petty officer. There's Vax.
Okay, can you do me a favor, David, and just message me on Facebook the list of the talents we have on the ship so I can refer to them? Because I really do think that it's going to be because what I could do if we are trusting in our 3 engineers, rather than getting rid of the rugged thing, I could drop the hit pointy one and put it into something else. But I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
We won't know until someone shoots us.
Yeah, wow, no wonder. Geez, I need to get the corrected PDF. No wonder I was so confused during the extended test rules.
Okay.
And you guys had a different version of the book than I did. Wow.
Here, I'm sending you the ones you can change. Actually, no, there's one more.
You can fuse the saucer section so it never can leave again.
I have finished a welding project. Okay.
That has made us more rugged.
Redundant systems. Let's see, redundant systems.
Turns damage to no damage, disabled to damage once per.
Yeah. Our ship is friggin' invincible. Jesus.
Actually, redundant systems has to have a single system attached to it, it looks like.
Yeah, but we have that and rugged design. I mean, good lord. High resolution sensors.
You also have bioneural gel packs.
Did you give us the bonus momentum for the scan we did? I don't remember that happening.
Which scan?
Which one? We did a lot of them.
The accidental scan.
I reduced the difficulty.
That's fair. Good design.
Oh, is that what the advanced sensors are supposed to do?
The high res sensors, yeah.
Yeah. Multi-layer shielding. I don't see that one.
That's a different. That's not. I didn't find it in the book. That's a story-wise one, David.
Where did I get that from? I got that from somewhere.
What ships have multi-layered shielding in the show? It's got to be from one of those.
The Luna.
No, it's from.
You remember what it does mechanically? Because it might just be a renamed advanced shields.
Yeah, or something like that. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do.
I wrote it down.
So I'm actually really leaning towards getting rid of high resolution sensors, because as nice as that is, it's not good for a lot of reasons, simply because scans are mostly going to tell us what we need to advance the story either way. But the other reason is we are never going to remember that. We're going to forget that every single time it would come up. God, I hate that I have to do this.
You have to do what?
Use a spotlight milestone.
What else would you do with it?
Well, nothing. That's my point.
Okay,
right? Like,
you did nothing with it.
I don't know. What if I like everything the way it is? Because the other trick is, like, it makes sense for our ship to have high resolution sensors, right?
David, I think we solved this problem by taking away Tucker's MVP status.
No. But if
I lost him. Did I lose him, or did I get kicked out?
I lost him too.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, I'm still looking for multi-layered shielding, and it's like completely disappeared. I'm gonna have to rewatch the video when I made it.
Now you're just making stuff up. What are you, some kind of a play tester? Are you a designer? Do you have access to secret information?
Maybe. No, I don't.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
I mean, I aspire to be a designer, but
it'd be so nice if it were just that easy.
yeah, it's not.
No, not at all. And I live like in the center of like a dozen game play testing, or game design groups.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I wonder if Tucker knows
yeah,
this.
can you guys hear me?
Oh,
Yes.
There he is.
Okay, sorry about that. My phone died.
Ah.
Makes sense.
What was the last thing you got from me?
We
you
hate
don't want to do
everything.
this.
I hate it. I don't
hate
want to do
everything.
it.
Okay.
I'll go eat worms.
Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. I think I'm going to get rid of high resolution sensors. We're going to we still have them because we're a science vessel, but we don't. Let's say we don't statistically have them, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Does that make sense for you, David?
Sure.
Fair enough.
Okay. So
you can still scan far, you just don't get the benefit of it.
Okay, so David, would you rather I'm thinking of two options. Would you rather I do the one that will create some story opportunities and be both useful and in theme?
Or would you rather I do the one that will give you a huge number of story opportunities and will be useful when we do them?
Ooh.
But is slightly less in theme.
Are we taking the black hole drive of the Romulans?
No, that's not a thing.
It is. They all go off of singularity.
I don't know.
I mean, it's not. It's.
Oh, never mind. I understand now.
I'm fine either way. You talk to Will about what you want.
Will it make the ship explode more?
No.
Damn.
Neither of these things are combat related in the least.
Well, just tell me which ones they are.
No. You know what? I'm going to do them one. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to do something that may give us a lot of headaches down the line because it's going to give David a lot of story hooks and a very good way to torture us. But I think it's gonna open up some interesting story possibilities.
Are you taking electronic warfare systems?
No.
Okay.
Thank God.
I'm taking the one above electronic warfare systems.
Thank you.
Oh, a diplomatic suite?
Diplomatic suite.
Yay! Yay! I love diplomatic suites.
Oh boy, Rokus is going to get a lot. Oh, never mind. I have presence 11.
Now we can have all of the admirals and the ambassadors.
I mean, it'll give me more chances to use. It'll give me more chances to use my manipulative talent.
Oh yeah,
and Doctor's orders. Actually, come to think of it,
this is actually really good for story purposes.
That's what I was thinking, because the other one I was thinking of was modular laboratories, which makes sense and helps us, and I don't know, gives us a bunch of different things to sets to act on. But diplomatic suites, man.
Yeah, we'll say like the next. Well, when somebody gets a spotlight, they can add diplomatic, or they can add modular laboratories.
Yeah, but the other thing is, like, what do you take out for it though at this point?
No, add.
High resolution sensors is like the only thing to cut, really.
You can add a ship talent with an arc.
You can't.
An arc milestone.
Oh, an arc milestone. You think people are going to spend arc milestones on the ship?
Eventually.
There is no eventually. David, it would take let's say that I am the first character to get an arc milestone.
Yeah.
Okay. And it takes me as long my second one as it took to get this one. Okay?
Yeah.
That means I will have a second arc milestone about 24 sessions out from now.
Yeah. 2 years.
Yeah.
Which we probably won't still be at this.
That's correct. And even if that happens, I'm still putting another point
I'm always
in one of my
impressed when any of my games last longer than a month. Really?
Yeah, me too. So adding things probably not in the cards.
I didn't realize.
I think maybe that's also, I'm thinking about it. Maybe that's why they're so loath to give out spotlights, right? Is because you have to use them. And to a certain extent, there really isn't that much to change. Like, I could easily, I have a spare. So my stats are currently, hang on. They're 11, 12, 8, 7, 7, 11. So I could definitely see me switching that 8 around a whole bunch, but I'm not going to change anything else.
Sure. Well, I think what will happen is we'll start doing, over the last 2 missions, who's been the most valuable character? That sort of thing.
Yeah, but then that slows down advancements for everyone, right?
And that's, or it'll be, well, you can not spend it. I'm not gonna let you bank it.
Oh, I see.
But
well, in a sense, you're spending it to keep everything the same, which is unfortunate, but yeah, I guess that's the reality. All right, well, okay, that's done.
All right.
So we have diplomatic suites now.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good buy.
I agree.
I feel like that's a good buy.
It is very good from a story purpose.
Tear out those sensors. Put in a bar. That's basically what diplomatic suites are, right? We're going to have a bar.
Something like that.
That's totally how that works. Our 10 forward.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of it.
Where we can have Betazoid weddings.
Gosh, no. I mean, you want to witness one, but no.
Betazoid Ferengi.
All right.
So you banked your other one, correct?
Yes.
Yorin,
Hit that bank.
Were you banking?
Yeah, I'll bank that one too.
Okay.
I'm going to bank everything. I'm going to have one mission, and it's going to be our final mission. I'm going to have 27 banked determination.
You can only have a bank of 2 because you can only ever possess 3 points of determination, and you get 1 every mission.
Oh, yeah.
So
I wanted to make one of our missions like a total recap episode, where all of a sudden I can solve everything.
No shades of gray. Near killed Star Trek, and you know it.
Mm.
Oh, right. Sweet. Sorry, I'm looking at the Starfleet deck tiles on the website.
Yeah.
And they actually look really cool, and I hope we get a set so I can make a ship map, because that would be awesome. But what I'm actually cooling is I've never seen the view they have of the warp core is top down with the antimatter injection system towards the back. Mm-hmm. And I just now got that it's supposed to look like a internal combustion engine from this angle.
Yeah. What's also cool at Essen, they said the next set of deck tiles they're making, Klingon.
I want 1 billion Starfleet tiles to customize my ship. That's what and if you're listening, why, yes, I was one of the 3 people that thoroughly enjoyed Star Trek Starship Creator.
That's why
I spent 3 days using Starship Creator to make a high-resolution next-gen era Okudagram or Master Systems display of an Oberth class.
Ooh.
Because there isn't one. There's certainly not an official one, but that was done by Michael Okuda. So it looks pretty sweet. Anyway, okay, we're getting wildly off topic here. Hey, we should do some actual reputation things. How does that sound?
We should. Let's start with Shelby. Shelby had reputation in that mission.
Shelby counts as a person?
No.
Yeah, I don't think Shelby.
Okay. Let's start with Tess in that mission. She
what page was that?
Acted in accordance with orders and directives, I guess.
Yeah. She didn't not. So
challenged a directive. I don't think she did that, did she?
No.
Prevented combat. No. Got somebody under her killed. No? Question mark?
No.
Not under her.
Resorted to lethal force without cause. No. Established an alliance with an enemy. Not intentionally.
And I wouldn't call it an alliance.
Directly contributed to saving lives.
Not directly.
Okay. Acted above and beyond the call.
No.
Taking unnecessary risks.
Not really.
Unnecessary. She was just mostly doing her job.
Yeah.
No, I guess she's got one positive die to roll.
Like she did let herself get transported into a ship in the neutral zone, but
You can actually just gain reputation for doing nothing and just being a good officer.
yes.
Nope. Well, you can not lose reputation.
Here in the future, we give cookies out for people that just are decent human beings, as it should always have been.
Which I believe that brings us to Zip.
Did he do anything?
He coached his engineers through stuff.
Well, okay, so acted in accordance for sure.
Yeah.
Who transported them off the shuttle?
Zip.
So he directly contributed to saving lives. Yeah. That's not even a question.
Yes, actually too, and it was a really difficult roll. I like made that difficulty 4.
Okay, well there you go.
Yeah.
So that's 1, possibly more at your discretion.
I'm giving him 2. 2 for that.
Because it was 2 people. Seems fair.
Roll it.
Roll
them bones.
Yep. Okay. You gained 1 reputation.
Good deal.
No, see?
I feel bad for John. This is like he's going to gain reputation really slowly. Eventually, Starfleet's going to recognize that he's good for something.
No, O'Brien must suffer.
All right, Tawny, it's your turn.
Okay. Acted in accordance with orders and directives. I believe yes in all cases.
Yes. Yeah. Your order was don't let the Nightingale be taken.
Right.
Destroy if necessary.
Challenge.
I think that's a directive more than an order.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, either way, I don't. Yeah. So she acted in accordance, didn't challenge him. Okay. Prevented combat. I don't think so.
Well, you didn't start a war with the Romulans, but you.
There were a couple of times when I
don't think they were really going to start a war with us in the first place.
I remember there were a couple of times when I was trying to find a solution that didn't involve us shooting at the Romulans, but like, I didn't think I actually actively prevented combat from happening.
Okay.
If anything, Rokus did that by talking their commander.
Yeah, he'll get the point.
Okay.
For that.
Yeah. Okay. Personnel under my commander killed. No. Resorted to lethal force without cause. I didn't really resort to force at any point.
No.
Established an alliance with an enemy. Haha. No. Directly contributed to saving lives.
Yes, because you found out the saboteur before you found out the saboteur. Before you should have found out the saboteur. So.
Okay. Fair enough. I'll take it. Acted above and beyond the call of duty. I wouldn't really say so.
No.
I think she was mostly doing the job. Okay. So I know this is the one we're going to talk about. So taking unnecessary risks in the course of the mission.
Yeah.
So you feel like the mind meld was an unnecessary risk. Is that what I'm hearing?
I feel like you...
I agree it was unnecessary.
Okay. So
I feel like it was a risk.
So let me lay out for you my thinking on that.
I also feel like from a moral standpoint,
this was absolutely a moral standpoint is another thing entirely. But number one, in this situation, time was absolutely of the essence. Number one. Number two, the instant you indicated to me it was becoming dangerous, Tani pulled out.
Yeah.
So I think she took a calculated risk that, since she pulled out, had no real, did not have much chance of a detrimental effect, and had a lot to gain.
Fair.
So wasn't necessarily as successful as it could have been, obviously. But in the situation and considering the time pressure, I think it was certainly warranted.
Fair. All right. Go ahead and roll your 2 dice then.
All right. It's the 2d20 system, and I actually get to roll dice. I'm so excited, you guys. Woo. I have a 6 and an 18.
Great. So your reputation goes up 1.
Yay.
Yorin.
We're not going to count that he basically mind violated somebody.
It wouldn't even.
You know, it's funny.
Isn't that
doing
a crime?
hideously immoral things is actually not on here.
I will start figuring out how to make that.
But seriously, okay. Now, look. Hang on. Spock mind melded with people all the friggin' time.
We're 100 years after Spock.
Well,
I don't recall.
Tuvok,
I recall Kirk being a legend, but not a...
Tuvok mind melded with people all the time.
Delta Quadrant.
Slut.
I heard that.
I heard that too. I'm just not going to repeat that. Yeah.
But okay. Yeah. You know what? You guys are slut shaming me. That's what you're doing.
I'm okay with that. I can go to bed perfectly happy with myself over that one.
Phrasing. Anyway.
You're a Tavot. They are that Vulcan over there.
No, I mean I see your point certainly, but I think that anyway.
I think I just want my reputation.
Yeah.
Yorin.
Okay.
Well,
Crap! What did I do this
you
time?
acted in accordance with orders and directives.
For once.
For the most part. Oh yes, I did indeed.
You did not challenge a directive.
What would challenging the directive here be? Give the ship to the Romulans?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
If you
think the mission, if you would violate the Prime Directive, that's like one of those things.
Well, if you
wasn't one of those missions.
Wanted to leave, if you left the ship before.
I'm having no more part of this.
You know what? It could have been? It could have been like, no, we'll give you the ship. Just let us save the crew.
Something like that.
I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if it could have been, we are going to save the crew regardless if it gets us in a war with the Romulans.
That too. It all, like a lot of it was based on that initial communication.
Yeah. So, hey, Yorin, did you prevent combat?
No.
I let someone else. I helped someone else prevent combat. If it wasn't for me, they would have never had that opportunity.
Oh, they would have.
Oh,
it would have happened some other way.
All right, what's next?
Nobody died. You didn't use sleep.
They walked out into space on their own accord, though.
You chickened out. I mean, but you're not the one suited for an EV suit.
No, definitely not.
So
I know my strengths.
You contributed to saving your own life. Actually, no, that's an indirect. You had an indirect contribution to saving lives there.
Oh, fixing systems to get us out of the neutral zone?
I mean, that side of it's direct, but sure. I will give you a net of 2 dice.
Did I take any serious? I don't think so, really, in that one.
No, if you had gone in an EV suit, it might have been an unnecessary risk.
Ha ha! My cowardice, my discretion pays off.
It can be cowardice. That's okay.
Can't prove that. I close my dice roller again. Can you roll for me, David?
Yeah, sure.
Please and thank you.
Yeah, I'll use interesting dice for you.
Double ones. All of a sudden, I'm Starfleet's poster child.
A 2 and a 12.
Ooh, 2 is good for me. I've got responsibility.
Yeah, so
That's a +2.
yay! So you now have more reputation.
Ha ha!
13.
Oh, I was one off from getting to 12 also.
I know.
I could have been at 14 right now if I wasn't a black sheep.
Baba. The Dr. Gill. He
Sorry, it just sounded too much like Dr. Oz.
He definitely acted in accordance. He didn't challenge directives.
Do you prevent combat? No.
No.
Didn't get anyone killed.
No.
He always saves lives. He's a doctor.
Yeah, but I don't think he was mostly on morgue duty this one, though, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he healed anyone.
No. He did directly contribute to saving lives by performing the autopsy and finding that there was a murder.
Most foul. I'm not sure that. I think that's the literal definition of not directly.
Yeah, that's pretty indirect. That's like 2 or 3 steps removed.
Fine.
Anyway,
Doctors
but I will
never
argue.
get the respect they deserve.
Okay.
Acted
Then he acted above and beyond the call of duty
Every time I say something besides, please state the nature of the medical emergency. I'm acting beyond the call of duty.
by slapping the Romulan to wake up.
Well, did he give him the front of the hand or the back of the hand?
Both.
Oh, well, yeah, then.
One way was the front and the other way was the back. Front and back hand. Also listening into the conversation.
That's definitely above and beyond his responsibilities as a doctor.
Yeah.
Well, I'm also thinking just as an EMA.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, but remember, photons be free. So he is a free thinking EMH.
I guess that's right.
So, go ahead. 2 dice.
All right.
He should probably actually have a rank. We'll give him a crit range of 2.
Okay. 0. Oh, wait. He rolled a 20.
That doesn't.
That's bad. But that's only bad if you had negative.
Okay.
Stop lying.
Yeah.
No, 20s are really bad in this system.
Oh, good.
She's against you too. She's against the doctor getting any form of bonus.
Yeah. So the doctor, who was almost the most important person in this mission, gains no reputation for it. Now he does his best Rodney Dangerfield impression.
This is the prejudice of the Federation.
I can't get no respect.
It's outrageous what a doctor has to do these days.
All right. So that is that. I will handle I'll handle the captain's test people on their own.
Cool.
Yeah.
We have stones. Well, milestones.
So
and then we'll get to do a thing. It'll be a mission of a stuff, and things will happen next time on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh,
that's already taken.
Dang it.
On Star Trek Hadfield.
Yes. Star Trek, not the Orville.
There you go. As opposed to Orville, not Star Trek. Yeah, Tess and Yorin are the most reputable characters right now.
Me?
I know.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Yeah, I mean, you did have a spotlight.
Yorin's the most reputable?
Tied, yeah.
Yeah, so it's... Okay.
I'm just pleased as punch.
Well, good news, because I thought I would have a mission today. I already have most of my notes to run the mission in 2 weeks.
Good deal. And hopefully people will be alive then.
Yeah. Well, I know Nick will be, and Craig should be. John will be back. Chris is always going to be a wild card with his work, so that's the reality of shift work.
November the 18th. No, technically the 17th.
17th.
It's my fault
17th
because
into the 18th.
it's my fault because it's the 4th for me now.
Yes. The 17th into 18th. So yeah, that is a long look at milestones, but hopefully it was at least somewhat interesting.
Not just milestones. Reputation is also like the other big part of mission resolution.
Yeah.
Debriefing.
Is good. I think in the future we'll probably handle it in
streamlined
in group chat.
Yeah.
And like we might figure out MVP after a mission. And then we'll do all the reputation in chat rather than on stream, just because why waste gaming time with the bookkeeping?
Exactly. We don't have to role play buying equipment.
Yeah, there's some intrigue to that. Like, I think the first time we do an arc milestone, we might toss that in. But there's also things where we can just come back and at the start of an episode go like, "Hey guys, so here's what's changed." So we'll go from there. Yeah, I'm sorry we didn't have more exciting stuff to do. It's a downer, I know. But
this was a demonstration of Mophidius's Star Trek Adventures RPG.
And it's cool that the system does work this way for the system. I know I use the system both ways. I'm sorry, I'm on like 4 hours of sleep. The system can work this way for this aspect of things. To the level up is a slow burn, but it feels Star Trek to me. You know, you don't see characters getting promoted all over the place.
And I think it's also that since it's because it doesn't actually represent that much progress, that there's no reason that the character, not really leveling up, but the character changes or anything you do would even have to take that long in the normal game after you've done it once.
Right. Yeah.
So that's a nice way to. You're not spending a week poring over talents or feats or, oh my gosh, which class am I going to take next?
Yeah, and like some characters, specifically the captain, have already started with a couple of level ups. Just because of the way that they're going to be played and the way that things are going to happen. So it's a means of letting them be what they are and not break the system. It's to say, hey, you're like, 20 sessions down the road.
Whoa, sorry. Hang on, guys.
Tekka was trying to prove a point, and I don't think he did.
Never mind. Go ahead. We're good.
It's all good. Yeah, so that's just the wrap up. And I'm tired and I feel like I'm talking in circles. So when that happens, I'm going to say good night. Thank you guys. I wish we had a full crew, but life happens sometimes.
Anyone who's played an RPG knows this is how it goes.
Yeah, and if you're interested in playing even once in a while, shoot me a message because we're open to more people. So on that note, we'll see you in 2 weeks. And thank you for watching.
Have fun, guys.